Welcome to the show. Hi, I'm Randy Jeffers, and we are live from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, we have two really special guests, two business ladies from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Bernadette Rojas,
Yes.
and we have your special guest is Gabrielle or Genevieve Gomez. Okay,
Yes.
Genevieve Gomez. Okay, I got to get that right. Well, Bernadette, you are an amazing businesswoman, I understand,
Randy.
and have done some amazing things here in Las Vegas in the business world. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, actually, my background is a financial analyst. Before I work in the retail as well, and then I opened my own business before in Catalina Island. Yes,
wow.
Catalina Island. From Catalina Island, I moved to Orange County, and then over here in Las Vegas. I have an experience as well as in the insurance industry, and then right now I'm on with a new venture, which is about to.
Well, we're going to talk about that because that sounds really exciting. But Catalina Island, there's not many people that live there, right?
Everything over there is golf carts, the
Yeah.
rides, even the tow truck. They have golf carts. I mean, it's really nice. But I'm having an island fever, and I really can't stay over there that long. So.
Yeah, it'd
I
be pretty
decided-
tough to live there all the time, huh?
Yes.
You got to get over to some solid ground after a while.
Yes, exactly.
That's
yes.
exactly right. Well, so now you guys are partners,
Yes.
and how did you pick such a nice partner? How did that happen?
It's through the business. We've met each other in the business, in the insurance industry, and from there on, we have both want to help people. That's our main goal, is to change people's lives, and on that, we decided to just create a bigger and build it.
Great.
Bigger.
Well, Genevieve, tell us a little bit about you.
So for me, I actually am a singer, so that's my passion. And I was also a recording artist and got signed to an independent record label as well.
Wow.
And then about 22 years old, I did transition into the financial industry, which is what I'm in now. And so I'm 28 years old now, and I'm actually a broker. So
Wow.
best decision I've ever made, So even though singing is my passion, I can still do that as well for fun now.
You can sing anything, even in the shower, right?
Yes, absolutely, everywhere.
So tell us about your singing career. How old were you when you started?
I was about 10 years old, and then that's when my parents actually got me my first vocal coach, and I went through about 4 different ones till I found the one, and so I finally found Jessica Marcia, which is Las Vegas vocal training here, and so that kicked off a bit. I started performing around Las Vegas and some of the casinos as well, and tried American Idol, America's Got Talent, and I got to about 2 or 3 rounds in each.
Wow, that's good.
And then I got signed to a label, got tied up. You know how that goes, being in entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So, and but I saw more opportunity going and transitioning into the financial industry. I feel like having the freedom, basically the financial freedom. So
Well, it's an
that's what-
amazing industry,
Yes.
as you know, and you have the opportunity to just help people change their lives, right, in just incredibly positive ways, and there's nothing better than that. If you
Right.
can
Exactly.
take people that may be a certain way if you don't come into their life, but when you come into their life, their whole world is better.
Right.
It's just
Yes.
a wonderful
I agree.
thing.
They'll be thankful for you for the long.
Exactly.
That's our passion, is just to go out there, help people, give them a chance to have their own business, this and that,
Yeah. So now, both of you, how long have you been in Las Vegas?
I've been in Las Vegas for 4 years now,
Okay.
but
I've
she's been here
been
longer.
here 20 years now,
Oh,
so I was
long time.
practically
20 years.
raised here. So
Uh-huh.
this is my home.
Oh, fabulous. Now, you have a new venture that
Yes, I'm
Yes.
actually launching. It's called Coaster.
Coaster.
Yes, so
Okay.
we do have Limitless Global, but under that is a Coaster, and I'm very, very excited, to launch it, and I can't wait, for that.
I don't think
It's
I
gonna
can
be-
wait either. So, but tell us
it's gonna-
about Coaster. What's
So
it all
Coaster
about?
is the concept of Coaster is for people who have offices out there, ballroom, recording studios, anything, or training room, conference room, meeting areas. If they're not using it, they can actually put it on our website, and then they can rent it out for an hour, 2 hours, daily, weekly, or monthly. At least it's generating money and not just sitting over there and no one is using it.
Interesting.
And I added the services in that. So
Yeah.
which means this is going to be globally. So let's say I am in, I'm from London. I came to Las Vegas. I'm looking for an office for an hour. Then they can book it through our website.
Yeah.
But let's say I'm in Philippines or I'm in Thailand and I need a dentist right away. They can go and check for the services up to like plumber, gardener, whatever services. They can find it on Coaster. So what I always tell is gather your roster and contact Coaster.
Well, that's a good little tagline.
Yes.
Very good. And so, Genevieve, you're involved in this project as well.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts about it?
I actually think it's an amazing idea. When she told me about it, I figured, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no such thing out there yet. I mean, there's other companies similar, but she came up with other services attached to it, so that
Yeah.
makes us and sets us different from them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, let's go for it, and I'm all in 110% to support. And
Yes.
but she's really the brains behind this. I have to give her the credit for that. So
Now, when is the launch date?
The target launch date for that is the end of March, towards the end of March, because
Okay.
I want to make sure that everything is in place.
Yeah.
We do have a trial, but end of March is the pre-launching for Coaster.
Okay, so that's coming up really fast.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, very good. So if somebody wants to know more about that, is there a website that's available right now?
Right now, there's no, but we're trying to do, a trial launch on end of February, which
Okay.
they can see. But for the meantime, they can contact us, or I can give my phone number later, and
Yeah.
then they can follow us through Instagram as well.
Okay. And so on Instagram, how would they follow you?
It's limitless_CEO, and that's our tag, and she has her own as well for
mine is
Instagram.
personal. It's at Genevieve.Victoria on Instagram.
Genevieve.Victoria.
Correct. That's
Oh,
my
Yes.
whole first name.
Okay,
So-
we better spell Genevieve.
So-
because for some reason, I've got this Gabrielle is stuck in my mind, so I want
no
to make sure we
problem. I
spell this
understand.
right.
So Genevieve is actually GENEVIEVE.
Okay.
And .Victoria. Yes.
Genevieve.Victoria. Okay, well, that'll be great. So we'll log in there and take a look at that.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, what do you think's going to happen to this new venture that you have? What's 2 years from now look like?
For 2 years from now, I know that it's going to be really big, simply because there's a lot of not only offices, a lot of like what I said, even like training areas, ballroom, recording studios that are not being used every hour.
Yeah.
And it's like losing an income for them. It's just sitting over there, but you're still paying monthly.
Right.
Now, you can put it over there and make use of it. And not only that, sometimes we go to a place where we need, let's say we need a lawyer or we need a plumber right away, or
Right.
whatever kind of services, and they don't know where to go or who to call right away. Now you just go to Coaster, you just press a button, and right there, and it's
Yeah.
available all over the world.
Well, fabulous. Well, that's wonderful. Well, so what do you guys do for fun? What's you can't be working all the time, right?
I technically yes. Before I really don't I just have fun for few hours.
Yes.
I'm always into business and that, because I really value the time. You
Yeah.
know, I know I cannot bring anything when I die, but I want to have an impact to people. So we're always trying to think of how we can help others. On that.
Yeah.
And so for fun, we just go out of town, travel, stay at home.
For
Yeah.
me, I would
It
say
is.
sing.
Yes,
So I'll take
for
a
her.
few hours out of my day and maybe get lost in my room at home and just sing.
Yeah, she sings.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Well, that is your passion then.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yes,
Now, are you
yes.
both are married? Is
Yeah,
that-
we're technically married.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, and then the thing I liked about you when I met you was you really care about people.
Thank
You seem to really just sort of relish in helping people become successful,
Yes, thank you.
and that's a wonderful thing. So, tell us about that. How'd you get that way?
Because I made, like, as a human being, we have some choices in life, decisions that are not
Yeah.
right or wrong. And at that time, when things happened, no one was there for me, of course, aside from Genevieve and my family. But I know the feeling of, like, you feel like you're stuck, like everything is falling apart, nothing is going right. And I don't want anyone to feel that their life is just going to be like that. And that's why I always tell, even on my videos and Instagram, I always tell them, rise above adversity.
Yeah.
Don't let your past, don't let the things that happen in your life pull you down or stop you from reaching your goals.
Yeah.
And I always tell that. And no matter where you're at right now in your life, you may be poor right now, but tomorrow is a different day. You will always have an opportunity to change your life. Good things are about to come, and that's what she always tells me. Great things is about to happen. And I try to look at it like all the negative things, I try to turn it into positive.
Right.
Because I believe as long as I live, I can always change and be a better person than yesterday.
Absolutely. Well, like the
Yes.
old saying goes, today's the first day of the rest of your life.
Thank
right?
you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I really appreciate that, Randy. Thank you so
Well,
much.
it doesn't matter what happened, you can always start over, right?
Absolutely.
You can draw a
Yes.
line, and it's the first day of,
Yes.
of a whole new life. So
Yes,
that's wonderful.
absolutely. I totally agree on that.
So Genevieve, she's a pretty amazing motivational speaker, it sounds like, right?
Absolutely.
I got it fired up there.
I get excited every time she speaks, especially at our events and everything. And you'll be surprised, sometimes people would be falling asleep when someone else is speaking, but when she gets up there, the crowd seems to get fired up. But
Yeah.
it's because I can feel her conviction. It's her
Uh-huh.
passion. So
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So what do you think, what's the single best thing you've learned from Bernadette?
The single best thing I've learned, wow. There's a lot, actually. Is to learn to be comfortable in the most uncomfortable situations, I have to say. And the reason being because when I first met her, I'm a singer at the time. I was also working retail as well. And so I didn't quite catch or grasp being a business person at the time, right?
Yeah.
So she would put me in these situations. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I mean, as simple as speaking on a conference call.
Yeah.
I can sing in front of a crowd, that's fine. But when you have to speak to a crowd, it's a bit different.
It's a lot different.
It's
yeah.
a lot different, correct. So the first time she says to me, it was probably a month of me being into the business, she goes, hey, you're going to speak 5 minutes on a call. And I go, no, please don't let me,
She's so nervous.
But she told me, you have to prepare, feel comfortable in these situations. And I didn't understand then. But going through it now, I cannot actually say I do understand it. And it's
Wow.
helped me to become the woman that I am today. So
Well,
I
that's
carry that
fabulous.
with me.
Yeah, well, that's fabulous. Well, let's just sort of reverse that question and ask you the same thing.
One thing I've learned from her is number one is to have more patience. And I have this mentor right now, June and Joyce, and they always tell me to learn to have more patience. But with her is she doesn't get mad. Like, she is like the most patient person I've ever met. And I don't have that much, and I'm not afraid to admit that. But right now, I have more patience than before. I also learned to, like what I said, all the negative things, always look something good about it and turn it into a positive. I learned that from her. And that I will be forever thankful, because I become a better person now than yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, what a compliment. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
That's very wonderful. So, so you got Coaster going on, and
Yes.
Coaster's going to be this huge success, right?
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Absolutely. And what other kinds of things?
Oh.
What's your little bit about? Tell us a little bit about your working background. What are you expert in?
Oh, I'm actually, I'm really good. I know I'm good in marketing.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm good in like what I said, I can sell a popsicle in Eskimo, or like in, in Alaska, in
Yeah.
Alaska, to correct that. But yeah, marketing, I love marketing. I love also working with numbers. I love that. And just that, I always think of something that can help like you, for example, if you want to have a business, I can easily think, okay, this is what you're going to do or what you have to do. So that's like my expertise on that.
Oh, okay.
and growing, like, any kind of business out there. As long as someone give me a chance, I'll do it.
Very good.
Yes.
And so, Genevieve, you're obviously expert at singing, and very very good at it, obviously.
Thank you.
But what besides singing, what are you really great at?
So, what I am really great at, I would say now, building people, helping them,
Oh,
training. I did learn, 'cause she's actually my mentor too for a while. So I've learned from her, and throughout the years, we've established our roles, basically our identities, and my identity in the business. So I would say I work well with people, and instilling in them the confidence and the belief that they can do it. Because for me, if you believe in something and you have faith, anything is possible.
yeah. It really is true, isn't it? But how do you take somebody that's disillusioned or something? So many of us are hurting. And I'm sure there's many people that are watching us right now that maybe they've given up on life, and they don't think something's possible.
Okay.
How do you convince somebody that they really can turn their life around?
Yes, if you are in a position that's like that you feel like there's no more hope, and you're hoping against hope. The one thing I can tell you, I've been through that. We've been through that. We were able to survive just by having faith. Sometimes things happen for you for a reason. A reason that's like, if you lose someone in your life or people in your life, it only means there's a better people, or that person or the people around you is the wrong one. And it will make you stronger. Like what I said, I made there are like some wrong choices, wrong decisions, but I never blame anyone for that. I can only blame myself,
Right.
And then I try to forget about the past now, but I make sure I learn from it. So I use all those things that happened to me to make me a better person today.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
So you two are sort of networkers. I know you network with a lot of people, and you bring people together and
Yes.
into various causes and
Yes.
businesses and so forth. And that's a really interesting field, because it's something that touches people's lives, and
Yes.
and it's a hard field. It's wonderful on one side, but it's also, there's so many disappointments, right?
Of
Yes,
course.
absolutely.
Of course.
You
Yes.
gotta-
And
That's part of life.
yeah, and what do you do when you have those disappointments, Genevieve?
The disappointments for me, like I said, it was a struggle in the beginning. Now
Yeah.
I've overcome it by basically I'm huge in self-development per
Uh-huh.
se. So when I first got into the industry, it's a very cutthroat industry.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean,
it
you're
can
going to
be.
get 1,000 no's and people negative all the time. So
Yeah.
you have to figure out your why, right? And have clarity in your goals. So what I always tell people is that not only do you have to figure out your why, but behind the why you should attach reasons, and behind the reasons are attached emotions. So what's going to keep you going, regardless if this person A, B, and C told you what you're doing is crazy or stupid or something, right? It doesn't matter what they say, because your why is that strong. It's so strong that it's the one that wakes you up in the morning without having to set an alarm, things like that. So what we like to teach our team is you have to have tunnel vision when you're in this industry, or I mean any business you want to pursue. I'm sure you
If
can
you
agree.
want success.
Yes,
yeah.
if you want to succeed, you have to have tunnel vision to your goals and know exactly what it is that you want. So for me, it's having mental toughness. And I've learned this from also another mentor who said this: you have to have rhino skin, right? Because rhinos have 7 layers of skin, and no matter what,
Yes.
they just go forward.
It's my favorite animal.
So, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
I'll show you my collection sometime. I have
I'd love to
probably,
see it.
I have 1,000 different rhinos.
Wow, I'd love
I'd
to
like to
see
Of
that.
every kind, leather,
Yeah.
wood, metal,
Wow.
every kind of, everything, glass, everything you think of, all different
Wow.
sizes, yeah.
Amazing.
I would love to see that. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
No, you're right, absolutely, but you mentioned the why. Let's drill down into that a little bit, and how, what first of all, what does that mean, and how does one go about finding their why?
Finding, so I get it's different for everybody. Let's say I don't have children, but of course, for somebody who does have kids, their why could just simply just be their daughter or their son.
Yeah,
And some of the people that we have on our team, and they are parents as well, and I always tell them you don't want to just dictate to your kids what it is that you want them to do. You have to be the example,
uh-huh.
right? You can't be a person working at this place, I'll keep a filter on, right? But telling your children to be a doctor or something like that, no, as a parent, you want to be the example.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very, very big on that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you want to add to that, Bernadette?
Yeah, it's like what I always say is everyone has a different whys and reasons. So when they come to a point that they feel like they want to give up or they have disappointments, I always tell them to our team is go back. Why did you start this? Why did you start doing this?
Oh,
Go
that's
back
good.
to your reasons, to your why. If your why is not strong enough, you're not going to make it in this
Right.
world.
Yes.
Very good. And so you two young ladies are very successful, and you must have some amazing whys.
Yes.
Anything we want to know about that? It's only just us three talking here.
Yes, I know, huh? 3 in a million out
in a
there.
That's right.
Randy. Yes, the my wise is actually to, of course, my family. You know, for not only with Genevieve, but like for my entire family back in the Philippines as well, and for the people that really believed in me. They're my whys, why I'm still fighting up to now. For the people who gave me a chance, for the people who, like, you know, when everyone just like don't, like, they shut down their door, they close their doors and everything like that. I really want, the main whys that I have right now is probably to prove all the people that try to put me down and show them that you are the reason why I'm successful right now.
You know, that's really good. And that's interesting because there's so many people that experience those put downs. You know, most people, I think, in one way or
Yes.
another have gone through that. And bouncing back is sometimes very difficult. You know,
Right.
some of these things, especially when you're a child and you're
Yes.
going through school and the peer pressure and, you know, the put downs that people go through, it lasts forever.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's so difficult to shake off,
It
right?
is.
How do you do that?
You wanna start?
Okay, no, you start first and then I'll go.
So basically, how do you shake off the naysayers or the people who are
Well, you know,
kind of
people
shutting-
call you names in school, right?
Yes,
You know, and you
yes.
sort of get that in your head, and if you're not careful, you can become that.
right?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
For me, my parents always taught me to be the better and bigger person under any circumstance.
Yeah.
And you know, I've never really told anyone this, but myself, when I was in elementary school, I did get bullied once, you know,
Wow.
and since then, that's when I learned a lot, and I chose to become mentally tough, you know, and started reading books and just keeping busy. So throughout time, when people have things to say, I just utilize that to ignite the fire in me to just do much better things in our life, you know, because I feel like when someone has something bad to say about, you know, or I feel like it's their perception of themselves, or it's
Yeah.
coming from a person who tried it once and then gave up, right? Because that's
Right.
normally what it is, I feel. And you have people like us who, no matter what people try to do, will never give up. For me, it's hard to beat people down who don't give up, because for Bernadette can agree with me that in every obstacle and adversity that we've experienced, we've seen opportunity in it as well. And
Yeah.
so to this day, I'm actually very blessed, and I'm thankful for all the stuff and the struggle that we've gone through as well.
Yeah. It's a matter of your perspective, isn't it?
Yes,
How you
it's
look
all
at things.
perception.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And as for me, it's like whatever the people think about us, or like, you know, it's none of my business. They you know, like, I respect whatever they want to think, they can think of, like, you know,
Yes.
as long as you are not paying my bills, I will not listen to your opinion.
Yeah.
That's just for me. I'm like, after all the things like what I told you, it makes me stronger, and like, you know, it makes me a whole different person right now. But for the people out there that's experiencing that, don't let it affect you. People are talking behind your back. They're there for a reason. That's why they're behind your back.
Right.
And for
right.
the kids, you know, for the kids in school, if someone's bullying you, you have to speak out, or else they're gonna continue bullying you. Don't let anyone bully you. You know, be strong, be brave, and learn how to fight. Upfront, it's part of life.
Great advice.
Yes.
Great advice. So let's talk about your mentors. Who do you look to as being Well, let's do two things. Somebody that you really admire that maybe has helped you, maybe through books or,
Yes.
or media of some kind, and
Yes.
and then maybe we'll follow it up with someone who has just been maybe the most instrumental person in your life in terms of changing you for a positive in a positive direction.
Oh, okay. Me first?
Yes.
Okay. There's this person, his name is Ed Milet, and I follow, he's part of the company before
Yes.
that I'm like, part of, and, up to now Genevieve is that. Ed Milet, he's started like, not like a multimillionaire right away.
Right.
But right now, from like from the bottom, like right now, he's out there. He's a multimillionaire. He's really good. But one thing I like with this with him is he never changed. He's a real person. He's not like other motivators out there that they just speak and and in real life they're not really doing it.
Right.
So one thing is like he always inspires me for being a true person, for being humble. He doesn't let his money nor his position now in life get into his head. So like I like people who are like that.
Yeah.
The other person is his name is June de la Cruz. His wife is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. He was there for not only for me, for both of us. He made us realize that there's a better tomorrow, that there's something to look out for, and he's so humble as well. Regardless of his position, regardless of how much money he is so humble, and that's one thing I like. So Ed Milet and June, I really, I listen to them, and that's my mentor as well.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yes.
Genevieve, how about you?
I should have gone first.
I know
Because
that.
She took your guys.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
absolutely. Since the day that I seen Ed Milet speak,
Uh-huh.
it just blew me away. And he also mentioned something about having the attitude of gratitude,
Yeah.
that always being grateful for everything you had. And since I've heard him speak a few years ago, I've been doing that, in times of, sadness or struggles, maybe I always write things that I'm grateful for. It could
Very
be
good.
as little as I'm grateful for having shoes when some people don't even have, shoes to wear, or
Or
I'm
feet.
grateful for water,
people
or
don't have
some
feet.
people, exactly. So he's been a huge inspiration in my life, and I still watch him till this day, every morning, in the middle of the day, at night. And yeah, she's basically already broken down why. I mean, this guy, he's willing to help also, and I like people who are strong. And we focus on 5 F's. That's faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. And if there's somebody that balances all of that in one, it would definitely be Ed Milet.
Wow.
I mean, this guy, he balances everything.
What an
He
amazing
works
guy,
out,
huh?
takes care of his health. He gives back to everybody. He's willing to teach you and talk to you. And by the way, I was really touched because so many people, and he's well known globally. People
Yeah.
want his mentorship, and we wrote to him, and this guy,
Yes.
he wrote us back.
Wow.
And
Yes.
and that was huge. That put
Yeah.
a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
And the second person, of course, is June de la Cruz, June and Joyce.
Yes, June and Joyce.
They weren't just there for us, even at our best times, but at our worst. And the people, who are true and genuine to you are the ones who are going to stick with you, not just at the good times, but even when you're at the lowest point in your life, and they're
Yeah.
willing to stay with you. And he's really instilled the confidence and the belief in both of
In
us.
both of
Because,
us,
we're sitting here smiling, and we've got our teams and businesses going, but people don't see the struggle that we went through to
Yeah.
get there, right? So he's definitely been a very huge inspiration and motivator in my life as well. Yes.
Well, that's fabulous. Well, let me ask you a question. And Genevieve, let's just start with you. If you were me, what is the number one question that I should ask you?
That's a good question.
What is it that nobody else knows
About me.
about you?
I feel like, because with me, it's like what you see is what you get, pretty
Yeah.
much. Being in the business that we're in, it's kind of, people know us now, and we've got the social media, so they pretty much
So transparent.
really know. Yes, very transparent. I mean, I just, bottom line, I just want to be out there and make an impact, basically. Again, I'm going to go back to Ed because, like I said, I listen to him all the time. He mentioned that there's two roads to walk on, and that's the road that's less walked and the road that's always walked on. This one that's always walked on, there's really no finish line.
Right.
And this one that's less walked, there is a finish line. And these are the people that will really, leave an impact in the world. So I guess you can ask me like what it is that you want to do or be known for.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about just making an impact day by day, life by life, and doing something good for everyone as well.
Oh, good.
So.
Oh my gosh. That is so good. That's a good one. Okay, for me is like what keeps me going. Very simple.
Yes, there.
What keeps me going is for the people who believe in me, even when I made some wrong decisions and bad choices in life. No one is perfect, but they still believe. It's like one of our friend Leo. He told this is a friendship of like ride or die or something
Yes.
like that. People who didn't leave us when we were so down, when we have no one, when we have nothing, they were there. And my family who continues to keeps believing in me. I have one sister over here, and that's the only family. The rest of my family is in the Philippines, but she never gave up on me. And Manette, I was
Yes.
talking with Manette, and she continues that, just remember who you are. Just remember how you were before. And that keeps me going, and and that's why it's so hard to knock me down. Like what I said, I only fear God. I don't have any other fears. Because if things is going to happen to me, things will happen regardless.
Yeah.
So I just have to, that's it.
Good. So you mentioned the 5 F's, right?
Yes.
And so the first one
It's faith.
is faith. The second one was
It's family.
Uh-huh.
And then finance, fitness, and fun.
So finance, you obviously want to have enough money to do things, right?
Yes.
And so how important is that in your life?
Very, very important. 'Cause- and I feel like it's a subject that a lot of people do not like to talk about.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I picked it first.
But you have to.
Yes.
As much as people say that money can't buy happiness, but let me tell you, I rather have a lot of money with a lot of problems than a lot of problems and no money. In this lifetime that we're living now, you have to be very, very knowledgeable when it comes to your handling your finances and knowing how to invest, where to invest, things like that as well.
And that's one of the things you guys do with people, right? Is you
Yes.
help them learn those.
Yes,
those,
we
those
help
secrets.
them save, make, and protect their,
Right.
finances.
Well, that's good. Give us an example of somebody maybe that you've done that with that has just totally had a turnaround in their life.
Oh yeah, we have one agent, and he's actually he lost his job.
Huh?
His family left him. He's just by himself. But I believed in him, and
Yeah.
I told him that, don't worry, you'll get back on your feet. Don't worry, we're gonna support you. We're gonna help you. And now he's actually making a good income and everything, and his family and him are together again. But at least now he knows, because of what we did for him. Now he does it to others. He's motivated on helping other people.
Oh wow.
That's one thing we want, is for us to change someone else's lives.
Yes.
But of course, we have to really start from us as well,
do, yeah.
and then pass it through someone. And I love to see people winning. That's our passion. That's why we have this concept where we can create additional income stream for someone, like an individual, someone that never thought of having a business. We can create a business for you. So that's the thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, when it happens to you, nobody can ever tell you that it can happen because you know
Yes.
better, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And there's no better testimonial than your own.
Yes,
Exactly.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's fabulous. So, let's see. What are some of the other? How about faith? Let's talk about the faith part. How does that enter into somebody's life?
Faith. So faith is huge because there is a time I'll admit where we got so focused, into the business and things like that, and forgot our faith. I have to admit. And for me, I'm actually Catholic, so we do go to church on Sundays and everything, and I missed church a few times, and I stopped praying a couple times and thinking, God. And so I realized that's when things started to go downhill a bit. And so through experience, I realized that if you lose faith, everything around you starts to feel like it's crumbling. And then I woke up and realized, like, that's what's missing.
Yeah.
I forgot about our faith. And so the moment that, I remember that and started going back, and in the mornings, instead of just going straight on emails or replying on text messages, we say prayer. I thank the Lord for waking me up, because I feel like every day is a blessing that you're awake. It's another day that you can change yourself and help change other people as well. So for me, faith is really important.
Yeah.
I mean, having faith in whatever you believe in, it's going to help you do what people think that are impossible. Because with faith, though, nothing's impossible.
That's right.
Faith is believing before seeing, instead of the other way around. So
Yeah.
So yeah, like I totally agree with her, and I totally neglected about my faith, because there's different faith in like God, faith in the business, faith in whatever you want in life, but before I was just like work and nothing else. And I totally forgot about that. So that's why I know some things happen to wake me up, to make me realize it's not all about work and work. There's still a lot more in life.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
And now, before I was like thinking so negatively, but now I'm so positive and thankful that those things happen to our life.
Uh-huh. Well, good.
Yes.
Very good. All right, so what's the fourth F?
Oh, there's family, and then fitness and fun. So that's
So fitness, so you obviously
That's why I'm
fit.
sitting like
the fitness, has been a struggle, but the important thing is that you consistently work on it, and eat healthy, because you can have all the money in the world, but how are you going to enjoy it if you're in bed or on bed rest and you can't move anymore? So, fitness is a very huge factor in it as well. You have to have a balance in everything that you do.
Let's talk about that. I was listening to something last night on the way home, actually, on the radio, and by someone who is actually somebody I know. It's a friend of mine. But balance is really interesting, and you hear some people that talk about, well, you have to be balanced in all these areas of your life, right?
Yes.
What's your feelings about that? Because if you really want to be successful in something, are there times when you're more focused in one area, and is that appropriate to be more focused in one area than others? Are you letting one area go, or is it possible to have really wild-eyed, crazy success by sort of being balanced all the time? What do you think?
When it comes to like balancing your life, it's easy to say.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth about it. It's hard to do, but once you learn how to balance it, everything will just come into right place, and everything will be really easy. And like when it comes to, like we were talking about fitness, right? Let me just say, it's like it's okay, you have wealth, but if your health is not good, your health is your wealth.
It's the most important.
That's the most important thing. So you have to balance that. You have to balance to have time in your family, to time for yourself. It's not all, but that's one thing that we're trying to improve now. Is about balancing, because my mentor, like June, he balances everything.
yes.
Like Bernadette, you have to take a break, like in a day, like take a break, a few minutes here and there, and like breathe and like think. Now I'm trying to do that, and I'm laughing at myself, but I'm trying to do that, and I feel like different now.
Really?
Like
Wow.
how I think, how I, everything is. I smile now more often. It's different.
Balance is definitely, it's a difficult thing to do. It is. We say it oftentimes, but it's something you have to practice every single day. And it's not easy, but as long as you have that determination and you're willing to do it consistently, you'll eventually get there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the last F. What is the last F?
So that's fun.
Fun.
Or did we talk about family? So there's family and fun.
Fun.
Yes.
Yes, fun.
So we sort of talked about that, but
Yes.
what's the most fun thing that you could do? What do you think, Bernadette? What's
I
fun
love
to
to
you?
travel. I
Yeah.
love to travel, and not only travel like just the two of us. You know, of course,
Yes.
I like that, but I want to be able to bring the people, like you know, like the team, our team, the team Limitless, or and the
Yes.
family. I like to travel. I like to whatever we have. I want other people to experience it as well. And that's our main goal. Why after like you know we were like really stable and everything is going smooth, that our main goal is to bring the people who were there for us and like just travel the world and you know
Wow.
that's
Take
one
them
thing.
around.
Yeah, take them around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Genevieve, how do you feel about fun?
I that's actually what I want to do. I'd love to travel the world, and what better to have the people who's been around you, you know, be with you and not
Yeah.
worry about a thing. And so I definitely want to do that.
So where have you traveled? Have you taken some exotic trips?
With me
Her,
is
she has.
for the Asia, and I went to Dubai by myself.
Did you?
Yes, I've been to Dubai.
Well, it's sort of like being in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, so that-
Everybody's from the Philippines in Dubai.
Yeah, but it's so weird. I didn't know that they closed the stores on like certain times to like pray and
Right,
stuff.
right.
Yes, and then where else?
I think you went to Thailand
Canada,
too.
yeah, Canada, Thailand, yeah, and then some parts of the U.S. Yes, but she's here
Unfortunately, me not yet.
for the
So,
U.S.
just around the United States, basically. And then once I solidify the business and build the team, you know, stronger, and then we'll start traveling and everything.
Yes, she's gonna go to
Good.
Philippines.
I'm just really
first.
focused right now. And
She hasn't been there.
So you
yes,
have-
I'm Filipino, and I have not been to the Philippines.
Yes.
So you were born here,
Yeah, in San Francisco.
San Francisco,
Yes.
and you were born in the Philippines.
Philippines.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you got to go visit your homeland, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
So
I will be.
you were born in were you raised there a little bit?
I left when I was 9, so
Uh-huh.
Las Vegas is pretty much my home now.
Oh, I see.
I do go back because I have family in the Bay Area as well once in a while, but
Yeah.
Vegas, I've been here about 20 years now, so
What a great place to
yes,
be, right?
I love this city. So
It is amazing. You know, a lot of people think that if you live here, you're living on the strip all the time. And,
No.
You know, and you're a gambler or something like that. But it's a pretty normal town, really. But
Yes.
just has a lot of wonderful amenities. Yeah.
absolutely, I agree.
What do you
Yes.
like best about Vegas?
I like it because it's new. Everything is
Yeah.
new, and being here, moving at 9 years old, and I remember some of these streets that didn't even exist, and there would be tumbleweeds
Yeah.
flying in front of your car. So just seeing the growth and how it's developed throughout the years amazes me. And I just like
Yeah.
how it's, you know, different people from different places all at once.
People, from everywhere. They all
Everywhere.
come here.
Yes. Mhm.
And then every day there's people that come here, visitors, right?
Yes.
From everywhere.
There's
in the
always
world.
events, conventions, concerts, you name it. We got
It's a very
T-Mobile
busy,
Arena.
very busy place.
Yes.
And Bernadette, what do you like best about Las Vegas?
The people here, they're very nice, and like remember what happened before the incident where I found
Sure.
like people were just starting, you know, helping
yes.
each other, togetherness. I like that. I like that in here, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, that's good. Well, we only have a couple minutes left, but what words of advice do you have for people that are watching us right now?
Okay, you first.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
Okay. So if you're watching this right now, if there's any goals or dreams that you have, I don't want you to be scared to have them, and go out there and just get after it. Don't let anyone tell you differently. If you got to have big dreams and big goals, that it excites you, that it's the one that gets you up in the morning and gets you running and going. All right, guys? So 2 things I wanted to say was, to ensure your success, you got to have the heart of a lion, and you got to have a vision of an eagle. Thank you.
Very good. Wow. Okay.
Okay, for me is
Oh, and the thick skin of a
Okay.
rhino. Don't forget.
Oh, right.
Yes,
the thick
of
skin.
course. You
Yes.
gotta have rhino skin, absolutely,
Yes.
and a strong mental mindset.
That's right. Okay.
And first of all, like you know, before anything else, I want to thank you for having us in your show.
No, thank you.
I
for
want you
being here.
guys to follow Randy. Like I've been following your videos. I learned a lot. All your guests like are amazing, you know. And just don't give up on life. No matter where you're at right now, no matter what your situation, like what I always say, you know, things are going to be better for you. Tomorrow is a new day and your life will be better. That's
Wow, fabulous advice. Well, it's just such a pleasure and an honor to have you both here, and
Thank you.
I learned a
Thank you.
lot. It was,
it. Thank you.
yeah, this was a great show. I think we could talk for hours and hours
I
and
feel like
keep this thing going, but unfortunately we're out of time. So thanks again.
Thank
and
you.
We look forward
Thank you,
to
Ron.
great success with Coasters. right?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely, and they'll have a website out, so maybe when you get that, we'll
Yes.
have you back on the show, and
Yes.
we'll
Wow,
talk a
thank
little more
you.
about that.
Thank you
Okay.
so
you
much.
very much.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.